Dear students, welcome again. Today I am with you for study first law of thermodynamics. To understand and perform any sort of thermodynamic calculation, we must first understand the fundamental laws and concepts of thermodynamics. For example, work and heat are interrelated concepts. Heat is the transfer of thermal energy between two bodies that are at different temperatures and is not equal to thermal energy. Work is the force used to transfer energy between a system and its surroundings and is needed to create heat and the transfer of thermal energy. Both work and heat together allow systems to exchange energy. The relationship between the two concepts can be analyzed through the topic of thermodynamics, which is the scientific study of the interaction of heat and other types of energy. To understand the relationship between work and heat, we need to understand a third linking factor, the change in internal energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but it can be converted or transferred. Internal energy refers to all the energy within the given system, including the kinetic energy of molecules and the energy stored in all of the chemical bonds between molecules. With the interaction of heat, work, and internal energy, there are energy transfers and conversions every time a change is made upon a system. However, no net energy is created or lost during these transfers. Then now we will discuss about the first law of thermodynamics. What is the first law of thermodynamics? It is also known as the law of conservation of energy. The first law of thermodynamics can be defined as that energy can be converted from one form to another with the interaction of heat, work, and internal energy, but it cannot be created nor destroyed under any circumstances. Mathematically, the first law of thermodynamics can be represented as like this: del U is equals to Q minus W. What is del U? Del U is the total change in internal energy of a system. Q is the heat exchanged between a system and its surroundings, and W is the work done by or on the system. Now, the second important factor of this law is work. Work is also equal to the negative external pressure on the system multiplied by the change in volume. It can be represented as W is equals to minus P delta V, where P is the external pressure on the system and delta V is the change in volume. This is specifically called pressure volume work. The net change in internal energy always equals to 0. The internal energy of a system would decrease if the system gives off heat or does work. Therefore, internal energy of a system increases when the heat increases. The internal energy would also increase if work were done onto a system. Any work or heat that goes into or out of a system changes the internal energy. However, since energy is never created nor destroyed, the change in internal energy always equals 0. If energy is lost by the system, then it is absorbed by the surroundings. If energy is absorbed into a system, then that energy was released by the surroundings. So, by this equation, we can understand that in which the change in internal energy of the system is equal to the change in internal energy of surroundings with negative sign. Now let me see the table in which the sign of work denotes the what process would be done in the system. If work done by the system, the work will be of negative sign. If work done onto the system, the work will be of positive sign. When heat released from the system, there is no sign of work is applicable. Now the next table shows the change in internal energy, the work done by the system or the system on the system, and heat transfer of thermal energy in various processes. For example, in adiabatic process, Q is equals to 0. It means there is heat transfer of thermal energy is nil, and internal energy change is positive. Also, the work is positive. For example, isolated system in which heat does not enter or leave. Second one, where the delta V is 0, it means the volume is constant. There is internal energy change is positive. Heat transfer of thermal energy is also positive, but the work done by the system or the system is equals to 0. Example, a hard pressure isolated system like a bomb calorimeter. The third one is at constant pressure, the internal energy change may be positive or negative, and the work will be minus P delta V. Most processes are constant at external pressure. And last one, in which delta T is equals to 0, it means process occurs isothermally. Their internal energy change is 0. Heat transfer of thermal energy is positive and the work done is negative. There is no temperature change like in a temperature bath. And lastly, I take an example to understand the first law of thermodynamics. Suppose a gas in a system has constant pressure. The surroundings around the system lost 62 joule of heat and does 474 joule of work onto the system. What is the internal energy of the system? Therefore, Q and W are positive in the equation. Delta U is equals to Q plus W because the system gains heat and gets work done on itself. So the total internal energy of the system will be equal to the addition of both of these, which will be result in 536 joule. Now I hope that you will understand the first law of thermodynamics, and in next class we will discuss it in detail. Thank you.